Hey guys, Mr. and Mrs. Splashback here for starting off the week. It's Monday, and today is a crazy day. It's not a normal day, but that's because we had a giant sale. But,
Yeah, there's one big sale that really kind of makes the cake. It came here at the end. It's also the one that's going to be the most nerve-wracking when it comes to sending it out. But this is Linda. I am Cameron. We're going to go over what sold in our online store today, Monday. We buy stuff at garage sales and thrift stores, places like that. We flip it online, hopefully for a profit. Most of the time on eBay, you're going to see the item, or Linda's going to break down the numbers first, then we'll see the items and what they sold for. And stay tuned because you should see Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday sales on top of this as we go forward. At the end, we'll break down kind of what the profit was for those days. So how do we do?
so we had 9 sales on just eBay today for just under $10.40.
Yeah, so there's one sale that's pretty big. You should see that one at the end, so stay tuned. First up is eBay number 1.
So this is an eBay International Shipping sale. It is a Black & Decker food processor slice and shred blade. So for $13 shipped.
Yep, we like to part out the food processors. That one went out for 13 bucks.
Then this one's pretty cool. So we got contacted by a manual seller. They have a warehouse and they sell manuals. That's what they do. They have a website for it. And they wanted all of our 96-97 Acura 3.2 TL supplements.
Not the best-selling manual anyways. That's why we have so many of them still. We've had all these. We probably have sold a couple, I think. But they were listed, I know, for $18. And then what happened next?
So, lady said, hey, can you do a deal if I buy, 5 or 8 of them? We only had 8. So, Cameron said, well, what were you thinking? She said $15 a piece, so only $3 off, which was, oh, okay. And she purchased all 8 for $120 shipped.
And she is in California.
She's literally a couple of towns over. So works out for us.
Yeah, shipping, even though it's heavy, won't be that bad. Obviously, if it's going medium mail, it would be the same anyways, but might be, I don't even know what it weighs, but still, if you want to upgrade the shipping, it'll still be pretty cheap. And we're getting rid of a bunch of manuals that don't usually sell that well. And if we were to sell them at 18 bucks, by the time you factor in shipping, you're already at 15 anyways. So we're basically making the same if we were to sold them individually, and we're getting rid of all of them at once. And we'll probably actually even do better, when it comes to the shipping, because it won't cost us near what it would cost to ship each individually. So. And
I did message them afterwards, and I said, hey, we do have a lot of other manuals available if there is something that you're looking for in particular, or maybe you'd like to make a couple deals on them. So we'll see if she gets back to us, which would be cool. If we could unload
especially some of our, we have a lot of the ones that are not that great sellers, like the $15, $20, $25 manuals, but they're just not that quick sellers. The Honda Insight ones that sell and the Elements, we don't need to make a deal on those. They're selling great.
Yeah, those are fine.
But the ones that are just kind of sitting, if someone wants to buy them in bulk and buy a few of them from us, or make a little, bundle deal, I'm willing to get rid of them. We're already way into we spent $700 on all these manuals. We're over 10,000 in sales.
Yeah.
So there's no need to worry about squeezing every dollar out if we can move some stuff. So that's great. Next item is another big seller here.
This is a Vizio soundbar remote, sold for $8.50 shipped.
Fooled you again.
Then we've got a 4 CD lot. This is a McCoy Tyner.
Never heard of him.
And that is out of the $100 Jazz Buy. Going to a repeat buyer actually for $17 shipped.
Weird that we have a repeat buyer on a lot of CDs. I mean, I don't know, but we like to lot together artists if we get a couple of them, especially ones that are hard to come by. So 17 bucks on 4 CDs is great.
Oh, Music Market.
Oh, so it must be some kind of music dealer. Maybe they have their own music store and these are not that common, so they wanted them.
There you go. Then Faulty Towers. This is our 3rd time selling this one. Different copies. We had a lot of them. And that came out of the $800 DVD buy. Sold for almost $12 shipped.
We got one left. So those have all sold this past couple weeks.
Which is crazy.
This is another cool one. I had a lot of cool little stories here. So Linda will say what it is and then I'll tell you how I acquired it.
So this is Path of the Dark Elder by Andy Chambers. Warhammer 40,000.
Yeah, it's like kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons, like similar.
Picked it up at our bin store and sold for $69 shipped.
Now, when we say bin store, we're not talking about Goodwill bins. We're talking about one of the bins that they buy stuff like pallets of stuff, and it prices down every day.
A lot of returns and
$7, $6, $5, and then mentions on Dollar Day. The other day I went there on Dollar Day, which is not my favorite day to go. A lot of times, really pick through, a lot of trash left, and a lot of face masks if you need them.
Oh my gosh.
There's tons of masks there. And phone cases.
Yeah.
Anyways, I had found like 5 things, I think, Nothing really great, like some $15 DVDs to $12 DVD. They're all $1, but I'm gonna grab them. I found them. It was my lunch break. And I looked through this one bin near the exit, didn't find anything, and then I'm in line to leave, and this lady's turning some stuff over in that bin, and I see the side of the book. I can kind of see this guy. I'm like, oh, that kind of looks like interesting, you know. I didn't see the Warhammer part, but I'm like, I got to check that. So I get out of line real quick and go check. It's a Warhammer book. I'm like, could be worth something, maybe like 15 or 20. You know, I didn't think it's worth a ton. This book was really surprised me when I looked it up. There were great comps. Did we already say what it sold for?
69, yeah.
69 bucks. So $1. It actually, that was it for 75, and I think I sent a 7% offer to watchers out. But 69 bucks. It's not in perfect shape. There were some listed for like 95, like brand new, you know, or even really good used condition for like 85. So getting this is still great. And again, only $1 really made that day at the bins very, very good. So if you have one of those bin stores, don't sleep on the media there. We've made a lot of money on books, DVDs, and like 1 or 2 CDs from there that are at this store because they're Amazon returns, and we're doing well, so we're happy with it. Next
up, about $700 manual buy. We have an 0506 Honda Accord Hybrid manual, sold for $34 shipped.
That's not really a great selling manual, the hybrid ones, but did so.
Then we've got a new tag Susan Graver style women's top and short set, sold for $30 shipped.
Definitely a different, unique style, but that was $2. It was $1 for each piece at an estate sale, so pretty cool.
And last but not least is our big boy sale. So we picked this up from R&R. This is a Bose Wave Soundtech music system number 4.
So a newer one.
It's a newer one. It has the
I want to
Bluetooth.
show you this little piece. This is the little bottom piece.
This is the pedestal that goes with it. So it's a CD player. It's got the remote, got all the pieces, everything ready to go. And Cameron listed it and sold for $680 shipped.
I spent $400 that day. It included this with the Rock Band set, which I still haven't listed yet. A bunch of other video game stuff, shoes, hats, a bunch of random stuff. Just a huge bundle of stuff for $400. This is going to pay for everything. I think we sold a couple pairs of shoes already and some video games from there and some odds and ends. I still have to list the Rock Band. The reason I paid up so much was because of this. The pedestal alone, I think, goes for a few $100s by itself, if you have it. And I think this top unit's a couple $100, $300 or so by itself with the remote if it works. I tested it out, it did work, hooked it up to my phone, Bluetooth worked, everything seemed okay. Sounded good, but obviously it's an expensive unit, very fragile too, so we gotta get this thing bubble wrapped up, packed very safely, and get it shipped off. So hopefully that'll all work out. If anything bad happens, I'll put it up here on the screen. So, but that's it. If it doesn't work for some reason, or there was an issue for parts, I'm still gonna get a couple $100 for this for parts. So it's a very good unit. That's all we got. Some great stuff here. Happy to get it out of here, and we'll see you guys in a second with what sells tomorrow.
We're back.
Sales for Tuesday. How did we do?
We had 14 sales on just one platform for $380.
Pretty close to where we want to get. It's 400. But let's get into it. First item.
First up from our bin store is a DSM-5TR desk reference.
It's for the Psychiatric Association, American Psychiatric Association. That
So
was on Dollar Day.
$20 shipped.
Boom. Count it.
Then we have a Sansui dual DVD VHS combo player with the remote, sold for $67.50 shipped.
Come on.
Next up, repeat buyer. Oh, retrospect. They're still alive, guys.
Still buy them certain Polaroids, not everyone.
No, not like they used to. Polaroid one-step flash instant 600, sold for $35 shipped.
This was $8. I paid up for it because I had a feeling retrospect might buy it, so I paid a little more than I normally would, and it paid off. So we're happy with that.
Then we've got from Camp 2022 Species 1, 2, and 3, sold for 10 and some change.
I think I paid $2 for this. I thought it'd be worth more, but it really wasn't. So
Sad. Then we've got Country Dance for Wii, sold for $8.50 shipped. To a repeat buyer, but based on their name, this is what they do. Then we've got, as seen on TV, Shoes Under. It's an under the bed shoe organizer, sold for $14.
we have a
shipped.
bunch of these. I don't even know where we got them from. $14. This probably will go for it. Maybe for us. It's pretty light, but it's going to California already checked, so not a great buy. Nope. Well, I don't even know. I think I got them in a bulk buy, so I don't even think I paid anything for them.
Then we've got from our local thrift store, we got Lemax Coventry Cove Christmas. These are costume canines. Adorable. Look at that. Coventry Cove Christmas costumed canines.
Yeah, that's
Say that 5 times fast.
alliteration, right?
Yes. Sold for 18 and some change.
That was a couple bucks at a garage or at a thrift store, like $3, $2, something like that.
Originally $6. Then we've got a Sony remote for the AV system, whatever that means.
Audio, video.
Oh, sold for 11 and some change. Then we've got Adrian Blue Salad Days, sold for $14 shipped.
I think everyone's probably heard a couple of these songs. 3 of a Perfect Pair, Return to the Chicken, Young Lions, Dinosaur, some great songs. I don't even know what they are.
Next up, we got a pair of LL Beans. These are men's driving moccasins. You only wear them while driving.
And you have to take them off when you get out of before you get out of the car, and you only put them on when you're in the car.
So
it's
literally
really
they're
weird.
car shoes. Kind of like you have outdoor shoes, your slippers, your garage shoes, your office shoes, driving shoes. Those are size 10.5 men's, sold for 51 and some change.
They were $10, but they were LL Bean in great shape. I knew driving shoes can have some value, especially in a decent brand, so picked them up and sold them.
So driving, so you get to drive anything with that? Like okay, it says boat. So driving a boat.
Well, no, I
So
think
if you're
because they
sailing a
look
boat,
like a
it
boat.
doesn't count?
No, it looks like a boat shoe.
Oh, so you can't drive a boat in those.
I don't know if you're qualified.
Oof. You definitely can't fly a plane because that's not driving a plane.
No.
That's flying a plane.
I don't think you can fly a plane.
Okay, guys. Driving golf cart. Does that count?
Yes.
Okay. There you
Your
go.
brother can use it.
My brother can use it.
As long as he's not inebriated. Or anyone, for that matter. Next. You jacked it up, man.
Sorry.
Here's the sale, but she doesn't have the price.
This is a pair of Crocs. These we picked up from R&R. They're a men's 6 or a women's 8. These are just the basic black ones. Sold for 23 and some changed. Changed.
Next.
Then from our local library's used bookstore, we've got the Indian in the Cupboard series.
Seen the movie.
Sold for 16.5 shipped.
You seen the movie too?
No.
It's a movie about this. Yeah, well, you know, it's pretty obvious. But it was weird.
Then we got a PS4 game, Gravity Rush 2, sold for 36 and some change.
Yeah, that came from a went to a garage sale. The guy's like he cleans out storages and buys stuff. I don't know, just does all kinds of stuff. Had a ton of video games. Just bought out totes of them. I spent $5 a piece. I was scanning the ones that looked interesting, and this is one of them, and it paid off. So pretty good.
And last but not least, from one of our thrift stores that Cameron's been going to.
It's actually called, I labeled it as reuse, but it's actually rebuild. But I couldn't remember what the name of it was. So I labeled it wrong. In my spreadsheet, it's now right because I found the receipt for it. But in here, I labeled it the wrong name. Close, but.
Wonder if you can edit a SKU.
Yeah, I can go in there and edit it.
So are you going to?
Well, it's already sold now, so it's too late. But it was $2 for these. What are they?
They are sealed sets of Kids Against Maturity cards, expansion packs, volume 1 and 2, sold for 29 and some change.
It's kind of like the
Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, I have the actual base set over there, but it wasn't sealed, but the expansions were, and no one was lotting them together, so people were just selling one for like 14 or 15 bucks. I lotted them both and got 30. And that was an offer to watch. I think I had them at 31 or something, but it was 7% off or something like that. So anyways, very happy with that quick sale too. So I've never even heard of the game before. That's it though. So we're happy with that. We'll be back if anything else. Did we sell anything else last night?
Last night? No.
No. So we'll see you in a second. We'll jump back in with what sells tomorrow, Wednesday.
Jump back in. What?
Hi guys.
Hi guys, Mr. and well, Elva and Mrs. Flashback here for Wednesday. This is a suit that Cameron actually has. He's got a list. It's a full size Elmo costume. It's pretty intense. Comes with shoes, gloves, the full suit, the head. It's really cool. Okay, he's trying to show you, but he's not gonna show you. But yeah, so here you go. You want to take off the hood now? You can take it off now, you weirdo.
Oh, it's a little hot in here. Had to buy it. We're going to leave this on because it'll take a minute to get off. Anyways, we're going to jump into... My hair still looks good. We're going to jump into what sold Wednesday today. How did we do?
We had 9 sales for $2.95.
Okay, let's get into it. Might be hard to hold some of this, but we'll see.
First up is a pair of the minimal pants. These are our new tagged ones. Cameron got a bunch of them. So we've got this one is size 32, sold for $50 shipped.
Nicely done.
Then the DVD 200 buy, we have the Hoarder, sold for $9 and some change. Then another pair of those minimal pants, size 34s, sold for $50 shipped. So that's nice. Then off of our Little Tykes Cozy Coupe, this is the car ignition and key, both blue pieces, sold for $15 shipped for a couple pieces of plastic. Then we got the Great Lie out of the $200 DVD buy, sold for $15 shipped. Next up, this is out of the Jazz 100 buy, Inside the Company CIA Diary. This is eBay International sale, and it is going for $36 shipped.
Everything spent like $50 on this with everything.
Nice.
Next item is a bolo I love to find, and I'll say it's a bolo because someone is going to overlook this, and you can find them. I've sold quite a few different sets. I sold them individually. I've sold them as sets like this, brand new seal, different ones. Linda, what is it first?
This is a pair of RCA wireless portable phone jacks. So they get stuck into an AC outlet, and then it becomes a phone jack, which is pretty awesome.
So these are very cool because, like I said, most people will pass these up at a garage, so you're like, and who's using a phone jack these days? But this item I bought at a garage estate sale. I think it was $2 or $3. A guy had this huge pile of stuff there, and he was all like, you know, rude to me when I was like, oh, nice box of stuff. And he's like, don't touch my stuff. I was like, dude, I'm not touching it. It's cool. But he left this there. He had a bunch of stuff that was probably worth less, and this ended up selling for
$64 shipped.
So yeah, very good deal there. Very happy with it. I've sold them. If you just find one piece, there's different brands. GE makes them, I think. Philips may make them. There's a couple different ones that sell them. So RCA, obviously a good one. So very good. And if they're this one actually is a new open box, but if they're brand new seal, they go for a little bit more.
Then next up we got a golf club. This is a Cleveland Tour Action Sand Wedge, 56 degree. Sold for $25.50 shipped, and we did pick that up in Camp 2022.
I think it was $2.
Then last but not least, another one of our SCNT.
These have been up for like years, and they're finally selling.
And that sold for $14.
They do go first class though. You ship the last one first class.
Pound, literally.
So we won't make a ton of them. I am happy. I think we have one left.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see them go though. So not the greatest day. Obviously you got to see me in an Elmo costume, which is cool. But we're going to see you in a second with what sells tomorrow, Thursday. Linda will have to turn off the camera because I don't think these fingers will work.
When
Thursday sales. That's why I usually do a camera of the day.
Sorry.
Anyways, how do we do?
Not so good. Gosh, I can't get over where my glasses. We had 10 sales for just over $210.
Not the greatest day, guys. But let's get into it. First item.
First up, we have guitar chords. The book. It's a spiral-bound book from 2006. Sold for $10.50 shipped. It's supposed to be your pocket, easy to carry. It's got a different chord on every page, kind of thing.
Pockets you got?
Well,
big old cargos.
Consider that age.
The
giant pockets, yeah. Then we got a set of 6 vintage SK tool sockets, sold for $26 and some change.
And one of the tool buys.
Then Cameron picked up this book from Savers. It's a vintage Arabic to English Holy Bible. NIV. Sealed, sold for almost $23 shipped.
I think that was like $3 at the thrift store.
Then to a repeat buyer, we got 007. Oh, they bought both of those. Okay. They bought 007 for PS2 and Incredibles for Xbox. Sold for the first one $12 and some change. Second one $7.50.
Very cool, because that makes those a better deal now.
Yeah, for reals, because shipping on that would have sucked.
I don't know who it is, but they bought them. They went to the same place?
Yeah.
Cool. Next, if you're a viewer, thank you so much.
The name sounds so familiar, though.
Well, obviously they're a repeat buyer. They didn't
I'm going to have to look up the name because that name looks familiar. Next up, we got a Dell Power Adapter. Sold for $12 shipped.
Goes like a Dell little pocket PC Palm Pilot thing.
Then Plushie.
He's $1.
He's $1. The Simpsons Blinky, the 3-eyed fish, sold for $25 shipped.
He was just listed last night too, or 2 nights ago.
He did a big plush wash, so he was one.
Listed a bunch of them, so he's the first one to go. But I'm happy because plush are kind of big.
Yeah, we got like
even though
boxes.
they're not like heavy, they do when you start getting them like this, they do fill up a lot of space.
Yeah.
So it's good to see them go.
Yeah.
Next
up, we got Deja Vu. I'm not sure what it is.
It's it's a computer game basically.
Oh,
but
okay.
It's a floppy game. It's an older on a Amiga system.
Oh,
So yeah, kind of like an old vintage computer game. So
cool. And that sold for $45 shipped.
we got a bunch of these. I think we spent 20 or 30 bucks on a whole box full. This is the first one to sell, but these are hard to find. They're not the biggest demand, but when they do sell, they should sell for pretty good money because there's just not a lot of them out there. So this is the reason why I bought the box, this one. But there were some that were worth even more than that.
Then an end of an era, our last copy of Faulty Towers sold for almost $13 shipped out of the $800.
It's crazy because we had that buy for like 6 months. No sales.
We have 4 copies of that thing.
That 4 copies sold, I don't know, in like
Within
3 weeks or
2
4
or 3
weeks.
weeks, yeah.
It was like boom, they all
One
sold.
a week, or at least 2 a week.
Well, no, one
The
was
one
like,
sold the like Wednesday or Thursday, and the other one sold the weekend.
yeah,
and then
it
we
was
had
like a
one
week
and
later
one,
we sold
yeah.
one, and a week later we sold one. So they're all out of here. Don't even know what it's about, but happy to see them go.
And last but not least, a pair of Levi 550s. Measured out to 32 33s, sold for $26
The
shipped.
size tag is like cut out inside, but the size tag on the back of the jeans says like a 34 or something like that.
Yeah, 34, 36, 34.
But they don't actually measure like that. They shrunk it a little bit.
Karen does measure out all the jeans just to be sure that if you're going to buy it by the size, so when somebody types in jeans, size, whatever, that's what pops up is the actual size, not what's on the tag.
Exactly. Because
Otherwise,
a lot
you
of
get
times,
a lot of returns.
yeah, it's helped. We haven't had very many returns on jeans. The one I did have in the past year was a brand new with tag one.
Yeah, the
And they still
minimals,
said
right?
it didn't fit. What?
Was it the minimal?
Well, no, those we have a return for too, but a pair of True Religions that sold. And then I had a pair of Levi's where the guy says, I said they were a smaller size, and he said that they were bigger. And I think he was just wrong. Because I remeasured them again, and then we resold them, and the person was happy. So we've been a lot better when I do the size and measuring them that way. It's better than just trying to say it's a 36 when it's not.
Yeah.
Because then someone buys them, they're just not happy. Yep. So that's it. Happy to see him go. That's all we got. Oh, last night we did sell Dracula Blu-ray or
Yeah, it was
4K
Dracula
or-
4K for, I don't have it on there, but I think it was $15 shipped.
I think I spent like $3 on it, and it sold for like 15. So
It was it's like an old restored one. It's
Bram Stoker's.
If you've seen Hotel Transylvania, when they come in with for Denisevich's birthday, and the grandpa shows up and everyone is just a vampire, and he dresses and he goes, "You look like you got a pair of my grandma's boobies on your head," and it's that.
Right.
I love those movies.
Anyways, it's like a 4K one or whatever, some special edition, and it was a couple bucks, $3 at the thrift store, and it's all 15. So that's all we got. Linda will be back if anything else. No, maybe she'll be back if anything else. If
Probably
not,
won't.
we'll see you guys, or stay tuned for the breakdown of the profits, and we'll see you in the next video with what sells tomorrow. Bye.
No.
This
Tomorrow's Friday.
weekend.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.